It's a great pleasure to welcome the one and only James Arthur. Morning, James. How are you?
Morning, James.
Morning, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, nice to see you. We're envious of your shoe collection, trainer collection, I should
Oh,
say.
wow. Look at that.
Yeah, that has been a bit of a talking point. I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm not showing off. I'm a nerd about trainers. I collect guitars and trainers are the two things I collect. I've got too many of both of those things.
And will you wear those trainers now, or are they just kind of for the decoration?
They'll get worn. These guys on the top. You see these guys on the top left?
Yeah.
I haven't found an outfit that they work with yet, but the majority of the others I've worn. Yeah.
Well, we could send you some iRadio merchandise. I think they'd go. I think our colors would match those.
Yes, orange.
Yeah, little off-white night collabs. They'll work with that little background.
Very stylish, very cool. James, congratulations on the new single. It's great to have new music from you. The track is called Medicine. It's described as an ode to self in one sense, and it's portraying the emotions and the experiences you've been through over the past while. Can you share with us what those have been?
Yeah, you summed it up perfectly. There was just a lot went on for me last year. I think I needed the time to process a lot of stuff that had happened over the last 9 years since I won the X Factor. I felt like I'd just been going and going and going. Yeah, and after like a bit, some struggles with my physical health, my mental health last year, and then the pandemic and stuff. After sitting around in my pants eating Monster Munch and playing FIFA, I decided to try and start trying to put it in the music. And Medicine was the very first song that I wrote from this little series of songs. And yeah, it's very much it's kind of the an indicator for what's to come. It's an honest body of work.
So this is a really personal album, James. Yeah. And when will it be out?
It'll be later this year. I want to release like a bunch of songs from it first. There's definitely some songs that I want to have like their moment in a way before bringing out the full thing. But yeah, later on this year.
Okay, look forward to it. So it'll be the fourth studio album, but this will be the first home studio album, will it be?
Yeah, the first home studio album, exactly. But yeah, don't because I made it at home doesn't mean it's like some rinky-dink operation. Like it's I replicated like a proper industry quality studio in the house, and yeah, that was an inspired decision because it made for a comfortable environment to make music in, which yeah, it made me more creative than I've ever been because I just felt like I could be more free and vulnerable and had more control than I'd ever had before.
And would you find yourself then, because you have access to that studio 24/7, you could be at it all hours, getting up in the middle of the night to go to the loo and go, hang on, I'm going to lay down some vocals. I have an idea.
Exactly. And anyone who knows me knows I'm not a punctual clocking in, clocking out sort of a guy. So I've always hated the whole like, well, today you're going to go and work with so-and-so at this studio and, this guy who wrote a song for Little Mix might be there. What do you know what I mean? It's like it's not for me. It's not conducive to being like really creative. I don't think it should feel like an office job. So yeah, it was good for me to just like exactly like you say. I'd be on my way to the toilet and I'd be singing a melody and I could stick it down.
And as well as writing and making all this amazing music, James, you've been keeping yourself well. You've been taking your fitness seriously, doing a lot of running.
Yeah, no, I have. Yeah, I this is one of the things that I realized that I have to do consistently to sort of stay on track and for my mental health is to just it started out by hiking because I had quite a bad knee injury and I started hiking and like anything I get into, like I start taking it to the extremes and doing like 20 kilometers and whatever. And then that sort of like my once my knee was fixed, it turned into running. And now I'm doing like stupid, like 25-mile runs and things like that.
Wow. Can I ask you, James, have you ever done grounding? Have you ever heard of it where you go outside in your bare feet and you just stand there for a couple of minutes and it's like channeling Mother Nature through the soles of your feet, literally all the electrons from the earth. That has really amazing health benefits for sleep and your mental health and even pain relief as well. Have you heard of that?
Oh, is that right? It makes perfect sense because whenever you do that, whenever you go and stand outside and put your feet on the cold ground, there is something very grounding about that. So it makes perfect sense. But no, I went, but you've sold that idea to me. I'm going to definitely do that now, 100%, because it makes perfect sense.
James, can we talk about boxing for a minute? I know you're a huge combat sports fan. Have you ever laced up the gloves?
I lace up the gloves weekly, yeah. A few times a week. I box, yeah. I've been doing that for many years now. I've never competed, but yeah, I've sparred and I hit pads all the time. That's kind of I've actually got like in my gym at home. I've got a heavy bag and a speed bag and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Good man. What do you think of these celebrities becoming boxers? The likes of Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul.
Oh, I don't know whether. I wondered if I'd ever get asked this kind of question. It's nice, actually, refreshing. This. Do you know what? No, I'd be lying if I said I'm not. I'm definitely going to tune in and I'll enjoy it. And I think these crossover fights are fun. It's a bit of fun. It annoys me when people actually think it's like anything. It's like anyone who's dedicated their whole life to a certain craft, and then some kid who's like on YouTube who opens FIFA packs or something, do you know what I mean? Or does mukbangs or whatever, and he decides he wants to box, and people go, "Oh, he's actually a great boxer." Like just the idea of that, yeah, I don't know. But I suppose with boxing, it's a good thing because boxing was kind of like, it's not what it was. I mean, in recent years, the heavyweight division is drawing more attention and drawing more eyes, but like it like UFC had kind of taken over the mainstream in combat sports, if you like. And I think these crossover fights in boxing have brought attention back to boxing, which I think can only be a good thing for these guys who are actually fighters and actually dedicate their lives to the craft of boxing. Sorry if that's a boring, long-winded answer, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, I'll tune in and I enjoy them. But yeah, I don't like the idea that people actually think Jake Paul and Logan Paul could box a real boxer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Aidan doesn't either.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, as you know, James, and you'll appreciate, you don't play boxing. You know what I mean? And you can't dedicate your life like you do in your craft and we do in our industry, and then somebody just rock up and go, I can do that too.
Well, James, acting is something you've become interested in now recently as well. Can you tell us, is there anything in the pipeline that we can look forward to watching you in?
There is, but I can't really say too much about it right now. But I'm working on something. Yeah, something quite exciting that I hope to film this year.
Okay, can you give us a month or a timeline or anything? Give us something.
He's the new James Bond. He's just not telling.
The James Bond villain, maybe. So I don't know if I'm definitely not handsome enough to fill those shoes. But yeah, just it's really cool and exciting. Hopefully, we can pull it off this year and get it out.
We look forward to seeing you in the acting role. That's an exciting avenue.
Very exciting.
But back to the music. Congratulations on Medicine, and for bearing your soul. You don't need us to tell you this, but it means a lot to people and it helps a lot of people, and particularly what's been going on over the past while. So kudos for that, and we look forward to the album soon. And we'll send you an iRadio t-shirt to go with your trainers.
Oh yes, please. That's the missing piece to this outfit with these trainers. So yeah, thanks. That'll be good. Appreciate it.
James, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Thanks for backing the music as well.
We love it.
Nice one.
Take care.
iRadio. Live life louder.